Well, this is a topic that many of you are facing right now, or you're going to. I've gotten a few emails about this. You or your parents, they need to downsize or possibly move from a home that, man, they've really lived in for years. This morning at Angela Answers, the question that I got is, where do you start that conversation? How do you help a family member, or maybe a mom or a dad, downsize? And joining us are Robin Van Overwall, a general manager of American Village, and resident Dorothy Habig, who went through this and actually is really excited about it, and it's been very good for you. We're going to get to your story in just a minute, but let's start with kind of diving into this viewer's question about, my mom is going through this right now and I need to have this conversation. What do you say to that person about where do you start the conversation, especially if it's the daughter that thinks that they need to start, but maybe the parent doesn't think that they need to start?
Right. Well, I think the first thing is to recognize that this is very overwhelming. I mean, we can be talking about 60 years of accumulations. There's lots of emotion that go in with that. And starting the conversation before the move is needed.
How quickly, or much beforehand, if we're thinking, gosh, there's a need to move, I mean, are we talking 6 months, a year, a couple of years, I mean, years before? Years,
okay. Really. Having the conversation years ahead of time is best.
Okay, let's jump into your part of the story. When this came up for you, was this something that you wanted to do at the beginning and that you went to maybe a relative, or did somebody come to you to have the conversation?
I think my husband and I decided ourselves. Yeah. And our sons were surprised that we wanted to do this. They didn't think we were old enough. But it turned out to be the best thing for us.
I think sometimes there is sort of this negative thought process that a lot of people go into, and it doesn't have to be that way, because it can be a good thing, because a lot of times I think that what we hear, there are a lot of people that they hold on to so many things and their house becomes overwhelming. Do you see that a lot, where some people are kind of glad to kind of be able to give up some of the things that they're holding on to?
Yes, I think so. I think that it's best, like we talked about, to start ahead of time and start planning, and really start in rooms where you use the least. They use the least, they have the least amount of things, and focus on that one room. And take it in bite sizes. Do it in 2-hour increments.
And that's really kind of starting with, okay, let's take a look at this room. Are there things in there? Did you guys do that too?
Yes, very much so.
Was it hard at all, or what, did you find it kind of easier than you thought that it would be?
It was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And we made it fun. We decided it was an emotional thing, but it was something we needed to do.
Yeah, tell me, dig deeper into that. How did you make it fun? Because I think there are people watching right now that said, wait, this could actually be a fun thing to do. How did you do that?
Well, sometimes it's hard to get rid of things.
Yeah.
But there are agencies over the city that are very helpful.
Okay.
Such as Goodwill, Salvation Army, the Fire Department, Habitat for Humanity.
Right.
And my husband had worked for Habitat for many years and knew a family that needed things. So we called them and let them come in and choose the things that we were going to get rid of.
And then I think when you probably see somebody else, their joy over what you were able to share, that makes it better. We're just barely scratching the surface here. There's obviously so many questions that go into the paperwork, downsizing. And the good thing is that there is a seminar happening tonight on this very issue. So if you'd like to really dig deeper into this, tonight at 6 at the Glendale Public Library, that's the spot for you. If you'd like more information, you can go to fox59.com. Angela Answers, there's the help for you. If you have a different kind of question for me, you can post it on the section of fox59.com, or tweet your question to hashtag Angela Answers, and I try to get you some answers, even if we can just scratch the surface on some select questions every week. Well, I'm glad that it worked out really well for you, and it doesn't have to be something that people are really afraid of. Thank you. Nice to see you. All right, Ray, what are we working on?
Well, we've got breaking news that